Been a while, and really so much has happened in the sports world, especially on the football field. Guys, listen, this is uncharted waters. This is bonus coverage from the NFL because this is the new Week 18. This is the 17th game of the regular season coming up this week, and we've got some real juicy ones, and maybe none more juicier than Sunday Night Football as your lightning bolts. The LA Chargers will take on the Las Vegas Raiders. With what we assume the winner will get a playoff spot. As long as they don't end in a tie, things will get a little weird, but the winner will get a playoff spot. So it's basically a playoff game this Sunday for the Chargers and the Raiders.
But also a little added ripple in there to where if the Jaguars can beat the Colts earlier in the day, maybe a tie is what both teams want and could essentially just kneel out a whole game and they both move on to the playoffs.
Pep, it is so funny. People are having so much fun with that scenario. And, in some alternate universe where the Raiders and the Chargers could actually work together.
Right.
It's okay. So that's the thing. Like if you are a Raiders or Chargers fan, you need to keep an eye on the Jaguars and Colts game earlier. Because if the Jaguars pull off this huge upset against the Colts, then it turns everything upside down. The Chargers and the Raiders, if they tie, they could both get in. The Steelers and Big Ben, they still have a chance to sneak in. The Ravens could sneak in. Like, if the Jaguars beat the Colts, it's going to get real messy real fast. But if the Colts win, like they should, I think we can all agree on that, right? The Colts should beat Jacksonville. Then that Sunday night game is winner take all.
I just think it would be cool for our area if the Chargers and the Rams were to get into the playoffs.
I've seen this stat before. I can't find it right now, but it's something where the Colts have not won in Jacksonville in X amount of years. So there is some ground for this maybe happening.
40 says there may be a thing there. Yeah, you never know. This week-to-week league, look out.
No, that is a thing because the Jaguars have been awful, but the one team that they play tough is the Indianapolis Colts. It's kind of like when the Rams were, not playing so well, but they always played the Seahawks tough. It didn't matter. Seahawks were a Super Bowl contender, but the Rams always played them tough. Well, for whatever reason, the Jaguars always play the Colts tough. So it could be interesting.
The Colts haven't beaten the Jaguars in Jacksonville or London, for that matter, being a home game for them, since 2014. Wow. So it's been some years.
Yeah, it has.
It's been a while, so that's why we're all assuming the Colts will win, and then that Raiders-Chargers game will be winner take all, and it should be a good one. So a good week of the final week of the NFL regular season. So that's just the AFC. Over in the NFC, we have some meaningful games as well. If you're a Rams fan, Rams play the 49ers. That's a rivalry game, and it's a big game for both teams. If the Rams win, then they're the NFC West Division champions. If the 49ers win, then that's going to get them into the playoffs. So this is a huge game for both these teams going into this matchup.
Big rivalry, too.
I cannot wait to see which way that goes, mostly because my Eagles are sitting there, and they might be coming here to LA in the playoffs.
Perfect.
Yeah, the Eagles are in, man. The Eagles are in. There's only one playoff spot left in the NFC. It's going to be the 49ers or the Saints. If the 49ers win, they're in. If the Saints lose, the 49ers can still get in that way. But yeah, your Eagles are in. Seahawks are not, Patrick. I'm sorry about that, but the Eagles are in.
I mean, at the start of the year, I would have absolutely flipped mine and Patrick's seasons. I thought the Eagles were not going to have a good year at all.
It's time for our clunker year, and we had it.
Yeah, and for Seattle, I don't want to, harp too much on what the offseason might look like right now because we haven't even finished the regular season this year. But, I mean, the Seahawks could look a lot different with no Russell Wilson come next year. At least that's what it looks like.
Just lots of reports that he wants out.
I mean, Pep, you as a 49er fan, how are you feeling about your chances of getting into the playoffs?
So the Saints play the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday. So I would rather just see the 49ers beat the Rams straight up and just punch their ticket into the playoffs and not wait to see if the Saints are going to, lose to the Falcons. But the Rams look pretty darn good right now. And I know Cooper Kupp is having a historic season. And Cam Akers, the running back, coming back from the Achilles injury, he's supposed to suit up for the Rams this weekend. So I think it's going to be a tough battle for the 49ers. But I'd rather them just take care of their business. Don't lean on other teams to try to get you into the playoffs.
Right?
Yeah, of course.
especially the Falcons. Falcons are not good. I don't have a lot of faith in them beating New Orleans.
Exactly.
Nope.
And when you look at the playoff picture, guys, in the NFC, Green Bay is going to be your number one seed. So the road to the Super Bowl will go through Lambeau Field in Green Bay. And in the AFC, still up for grabs. But as of right now, as we talk on a Thursday morning, the Tennessee Titans are the number one seed in the AFC.
And guess who's back? Derrick Henry, just in time.
Yeah, they're saying they could use this week 17 almost as a preseason for him. Get him in there, get a couple snaps, and then if they get that number one seed, they have a bye afterwards like that, so he can rest, see how everything holds up.
Yes, kudos to the NFL on this additional week, because look at all this exciting football we have. And then wild card weekend after that, you guys. Remember when that used to be a game or two? It's like 6 games now. So we got some serious football in the next couple weeks.
Super wild card weekend now that they've added those extra games.
It is, and it's wild and fun.
Yeah, and we could have some great matchup. As a 49er fan, there's a scenario where the 49ers would play Tampa Bay, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Like, that would be an awesome, wild card game. I'd be fired up for that one. But again, first things first, you got to win this weekend.
Who knows?
AB is available.
Still on the roster.
Still on the roster.
Despite, Coach Arians saying he's not a Buck. He's still on the roster.
You saw him doing jumping jacks across the end zone. That ankle looks pretty good.
Yeah, you know what? That's an interesting thing, because he has not officially been cut by Tampa Bay. And if you have, I'm sure everyone's seen it by now, but yeah, Antonio Brown, taking off his uniform and running off the field in the Buccaneers previous game. But he has not officially been cut yet, even though the coach, Bruce Arians, said he's not a member of the team anymore. But he hasn't been cut yet, and maybe they're holding on to him because they don't want to see him go somewhere else, right, and help another team.
There's that, but then I believe they're also trying to find out what mechanism to use to get rid of him without getting all sued and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, whichever way you're going, it still doesn't look like he's going to remain on the team much longer.
No,
but
you quit on the team.
Maybe a couple days is all they need to, get Arians and AB back together and make a playoff run.
Maybe.
Well, they were saying too, Tom Brady is, for whatever reason, a big fan of Antonio Brown. He wanted him there, so maybe Tom Brady, I know he's not the GM, but he's got a lot of juice. He pulls a lot of weight. Maybe he has something to say in this conversation about what they do with AB going forward now. Cut him, keep him around a little bit, try to get him help, whatever that might look like.
Probably already has a key to Tom's house, too. He doesn't want to get at 3 in the morning.
You don't need that kind of crazy with a key to your house, right?
Right.
Guys, real quick, let's go to college football. We got the national championship game coming up this Monday night. It will be real suspenseful here, like we didn't see this coming. Alabama will take on Georgia for the national championship on Monday night, as both teams rolled in their national semifinal games.
And this is kind of the rematch. So this is Georgia's chance to get back at Alabama. Alabama ended up beating them last time. And really, Georgia was doing good in the first half, and then Alabama just went all Alabama in the second half. So we'll see if Georgia can get against them, but obviously.
It seems like the two powerhouses, but does Georgia stand a chance against Alabama, who is just seemingly an NFL team in college ranks?
There is a chance, but yeah, it's Alabama. And it's like we don't even have to go much further, do we?
Yeah, Alabama's tough, but you know what? I put a lot of stock in Michigan, and Georgia looks so good against Michigan, and I'm like, okay, maybe Georgia is the better team. Maybe Georgia really is maybe the favorite. Maybe they are going to beat Alabama this time around.
Foosball is on the way for us. Also, Jerry Jones is trying to steal our Super Bowl. If you didn't see, he's lobbying to have the Super Bowl moved down to his stadium. How convenient for Jerry Jones.
Listen, I don't care however you feel about COVID. We all know that California is super restrictive. There's a lot of mandates and rules, especially in Los Angeles County. The IE is a little more free. LA County, not so much. And yeah, the Super Bowl could possibly move elsewhere, like Texas, like the Palace in Dallas.
Still plenty of time for us to get our COVID under wraps.
Yes, please. Keep it here. We waited so long for it. Pep, tell them how to get your stuff.
Hey, you can check us out on Inland Sports all over social media. We got the Inland Sports YouTube channel. There's a lot going on the local sports scene, so check it out. That's Inland Sports.
Thanks, Pep. All right.
Awesome, man.